What if everything you've been taught about hard work is wrong? What if putting in less effort could actually make you better? Sounds crazy, right? But what if I told you that your biggest breakthrough might come when you stop trying so hard? This isn't lazy thinking. It's a psychological principle backed by science, performance, and real-world success. And it's time we talk about it. Welcome to the inverse effort curve. Let's start with a truth nobody likes to admit: pushing harder doesn't always push you forward. In fact, it often does the opposite. We live in a culture obsessed with hustle. Work harder, grind longer, sleep less, sacrifice everything. That's the formula, right? But what happens when that formula fails? When, despite doing everything right, more hours, more focus, more effort, you hit a wall. You felt it. Trying to force an idea and ending up with nothing. Overstudying to the point where the material starts to blur. Training harder and watching your performance get worse. This is the paradox. And it's not just anecdotal. It's backed by something deeper. Let's talk about the inverse effort curve. Picture a graph. On one axis, effort. On the other, results. At first, they rise together. But at a certain point something changes. More effort doesn't yield more return. It starts to plateau. And then, it drops. You don't just stop improving. You actually get worse. Why? Because too much effort becomes tension. Tension becomes rigidity. And rigidity kills flow. In psychology, this shows up as analysis paralysis, where thinking too much prevents you from acting effectively. Or choking under pressure, where your conscious brain over-controls something your subconscious used to do effortlessly. In neuroscience, it's the difference between focused thinking and diffuse thinking. Focused thinking is great for execution. But creativity, insight, and problem-solving? They come when the mind wanders. When the default mode network activates, the brain's subconscious idea engine. That only happens when you stop trying so hard. There's a name for this in cognitive science: the incubation effect, where taking a break from a problem increases the chance of finding a solution. Your brain works in the background, but only if you give it space. Let's look at real-world examples. In sports, elite athletes often recover from slumps not by practicing more, but by stepping away. Rest. Reset. Return. Suddenly, they're flowing again. In creativity, writers and musicians talk about ideas hitting them in the shower, on walks, or in moments of boredom, not at the desk, not under pressure, but when they finally let go. In business, startup founders have solved billion-dollar problems not during 80-hour grind weeks, but while hiking, traveling, or playing with their kids. Because stepping away gave them perspective. All of this points to one truth: effort is not the enemy. But excess effort without rhythm is. There is a sweet spot where deliberate work and strategic rest work together. Where doing less doesn't mean caring less, it means choosing smarter over harder. So what do you do with this? First, recognize your signal. When your results flatline, when your brain fogs, when you're stuck in loops, that's the curve peaking. Second, give yourself permission to pause. Not quit. Pause. Step away. Let your subconscious do what your conscious mind cannot. Third, return with softness. Not force. Not panic. Just clarity. This is not a shortcut. This is mastery. And the masters know this: it's not just how much you work. It's when to let go. So the work can work on you.